all the way up here towards Clark Ridge and Gamliel. Guys, give me just a second. I got to refill the water and all that good stuff. Is there anything that you have right now, Andy, or should I give it to y'all bot?
I can talk.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, guys. I've put a Y'all watch out as well to the northeast of Clarksville, Arkansas. That'll head up towards, I believe you pronounce it Smyrna in Arkansas, just past Hagerville. So that's going to pass through the northern side of Pope County in Arkansas, well away from I-40 in Russellville, but it'll head in those areas generally. All of these supercells are producing some large hail right now, so I'm closely monitoring the trend as to whether they will stop producing hail and become more tornadic. We did have that one odd case earlier near Springfield earlier today that had both a hail and a tornado at the same time. That's very unusual, so usually this hail production will tell us what exactly the most pertinent severe weather type or hazard we're trying to cover here. So y'all watch out ahead in northern Pope County and Arkansas, as well as southeastern Newton County and headed into Searcy County. So that is one of the areas I'm watching most closely. In addition to that, we have had an expansion of the destructive severe thunderstorm warning just to the west of Davenport in Iowa. Once Ryan takes the radar up there in a bit, you'll see that there are not really any strong storms up there. It's all just a bunch of rain. But what that rain is doing is it's acting as cold air, making everything sink in the storm. And what's sinking? A very robust jet stream, essentially. That is being dragged down to the surface by all this light to moderate rain, and thus we're seeing wind gusts of 77, 74 miles an hour all along Highway 218 and approaching Highway 51 to the south or Highway 61, excuse me, to the south and west of Davenport. So Davenport and the Quad Cities area, you'll have a destructive severe thunderstorm likely in your region without experiencing, much of any heavy rain. That's what's happening over there. So it will be a unique situation where the winds are the most intense the most intense part of the storm. I see a 75 mile an hour report in Burlington, Iowa as well. This is part of something that we could begin to call a likely serial derecho, which is along a cold front. If these damaging wind reports, significant ones at that, above 75 miles an hour, continue for quite a while into northern and central Illinois, we'll definitely reach that criteria if we haven't already with this the spread of this across the entire state of Iowa and Missouri. So look for those damaging winds to be continuous and very likely everywhere from Interstate 74 and north in Illinois, and also with our broken supercells that could pose a tornado threat as well anywhere to the south of Decatur here in Illinois.
All right. Thank you, Andy.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Tornado warning. So let's go check in on that. Brand new tornado warning just now came out in Arkansas for Johnson, Newton, Pope counties. That also includes Van Buren County. And this is for our storm that, once again, was highlighted by Andy. This is the one that was forming near Clarksville earlier. Remember how we talked about how, this is one to watch. This is going to continue to go for quite some time and likely be a supercell that produces a tornado, maybe multiple tornadoes as it approaches places like Leslie and Marshall. So please take shelter over here in Leslie and Marshall. We're going to check back in on this in just a moment. But right now, know that it's coming together. It's in its beginning stages, and it's going to continue to get stronger as it goes off to the north and east. Mountain Home, you're still under a tornado warning. And in fact, we've got our third row here completely on Mountain Home cameras. So we've got our eyes on you down there in Mountain Home, Arkansas. It looks like the majority of the rotation is going to go just to the northwest of town. We need you in your safe spots in Arkawana, Midway, Spring Lake Estates, all the way up towards Clark Ridge. That's where the rotation is strongest, and that's where it's heading right now. We got a new tornado warning in Missouri. These storms that are approaching St. Louis are all tornado warned, pretty much. So get ready in St. Louis for this dangerous line of storms that's coming in. But our most recent tornado warning here is going to be for New Haven. This is Franklin and Warren counties in Missouri. Take shelter in New Haven. It looks like Hunter Hurley's out in front of this one, so we should be able to see this as it gets closer to him. But yeah, most immediately in the path here, we've got Cave Hill and Drake. So take shelter in Cave Hill and Drake. And this is in Missouri, once again. Additionally, some other places that are immediately in the path include Ness School, St. John's School, and then some places down here just to the south and west of New Haven. We've got the Camp Trinity campground. We got to let those people know if there's anybody out there camping. We got to let them know that this is a situation that they need to be taken seriously, and we can't be in an RV during a tornado warning, okay? All right. Now, let's go back down here to our tornado warning for Crawford, Franklin, and Gasconade County. This is also looking quite robust on radar. This is, a pretty broad area of rotation, but could be producing a tornado as it comes up towards Japan, Gerald, Leslie, and Noser Mill. Stay in your safe spots. Back down to Arkansas, where our big storm is still coming together here. You can see a little bit of a hook starting to form here near Bullfrog Valley in Arkansas, moving towards Simpson. We need you to take shelter in Simpson, Solo, Victor, Smyrna, Raspberry, Zion Hill, and Tilly, maybe all the way up there towards Marshall and Leslie. And then, of course, here's Mountain Home again, which is under a tornado warning right now. We've got several tornado warnings in effect at this very moment. We've got a new mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. Let's check it out. The severe threat may be increasing across the Arklamis region, and a new short-term severe threat we are continuing to monitor that down there a little bit farther to the south. So we're still keeping an eye on you guys in Louisiana and Mississippi, okay? We just haven't seen anything really pop off down there just yet. All right, one at a time. We're going to go through these again. Tornado warning for Crawford, Franklin, and Gasconade counties in Missouri. Take shelter now. Tornado warning for Baxter County, Arkansas. We need you to take shelter as well. Let me get the latest here. This radar scan's kind of old, but I would say that Kingswood Estates, Gamaliel, and a county line here. All of these places need to be in their safe spots because this is one of the more impressive looking rotation signatures that we have. We have 5 tornado warnings in effect right now. Rotation is coming together a little bit better here on our storm that's coming up towards Simpson as well. Let's check back in on our destructive severe thunderstorm warning. Once again, as Andy was talking about, this doesn't look incredibly impressive on radar just by itself, but it is, producing some damaging winds here. We've got lots of wind gust reports out behind this, 70, 80 miles per hour. Lots of damage reports coming in as well. We've got tons of people without power right now in Iowa, and that's going to continue as the storm moves towards Davenport, which you are under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning right now. Wouldn't be surprised if that got upgraded. These storms in Arkansas continue to form up. And if I switch to the Little Rock radar, I mean, it just continues to happen. We've got new cells forming down here to the west and southwest of Russellville that we've got to be concerned about.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Here's a new tornado warning in Missouri. This one's for Crawford, Franklin, and Washington County in Missouri. Specifically, we've got Steelville in the path. We've got the Huzzah campground out there. We got to get everybody in the Huzzah campground to understand the significance of this situation. And my goodness, we've got a collection of trailer parks and RV campgrounds over here between Oak Grove and Monday. All these little red dots indicate vulnerable housing that would be especially susceptible to tornado damage. So everybody in this part of the warning up here needs to be aware that that they're under a tornado warning, and it's not safe to be in a mobile home or an RV in a storm like this. And this looks like the real deal, too, as the rotation comes together here. Right near Klein Ford, moving up towards Scott Ford and Steelville. Robert Lee is in Bourbon, the storm chaser there, and he might be able to give us a view of this as it gets closer to him. The Sherrill, Missouri storm also is starting to look a little bit more impressive. I would not be surprised at all to see a new tornado warning for this. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning here with a tornado possible tag, but a new tornado warning might come out soon, and it would include Hedrick, Deep Ford, Salem, Howes, and Cooksey. Get ready. Robert Lee, we've got him. So he's getting awfully close to our storm that's approaching Steelville. Yeah, there's no storms near Clarksville, Tennessee right now. You guys are, I think you're under that tornado watch, though, that goes until 3 a.m. So we'll be getting to you eventually, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a big one. Coming up towards Cuba and Sullivan right now. Houston County, Texas is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, that's that's a little far away from Houston. But there's a new severe thunderstorm warning here for Crockett, Grapeland, and Latexo. Get ready for 1-inch in diameter hail as these storms continue to move through. All of our storm chasers over here that are planning on being out there for tomorrow's big outbreak are kind of, gathering around the storm near Greenville and the one near Cleveland over here in Mississippi. So far, nothing of incredible significance has happened with any of these storms, which is kind of good news, right? Because it means that we're not having any big tornado problems down here in Mississippi right now. But it's also kind of bad news because we were supposed to have a big blob of precipitation here. In all of our model guidance that we were looking at leading up to this. And the fact that we don't, who knows what that's going to lead to tomorrow in our progression of continuing to trying to figure out how the outbreak is going to go tomorrow. Could mean there's more area that is allowed to destabilize. It could mean that we don't have as much of our air mass worked over in the morning. There's a lot of things that could come out of that. But here's the latest on our tornado warning in Newton and Pope counties in Arkansas.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Golf ball size hail and a potential tornado coming up into Victor, Smyrna, and No-Go right now. Take shelter immediately. New tornado warning was just issued in Missouri. This is for Ozark and Howell counties. Take shelter out there in these places. This includes Bakersfield. Storm Chaser Chris Hall is actually close to that. All right. If you're just now tuning in, here's a broad view of our overall storm system here. Lots of snow on the backside. We're seeing blizzard break out right now in North Dakota. Extreme damaging winds in eastern Iowa. This is getting ready to move into Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Tornado warnings going off like crazy over here just to the west of St. Louis. This is moving in the general direction of St. Louis. And then a secondary area of tornadic storms forming down here in Arkansas, moving up towards Jonesboro, Cape Girardeau, in that area. And then there is another area of interest just to the south of Memphis, but nothing crazy has happened with it yet. We'll see if that continues to be the case. Conditions are quite favorable for tornadoes in and around Little Rock, as is noted from a recent forecast sounding there. Andy, you want to talk about the Gerald storm?
Yeah, Ryan. I was looking at the sort of structure here on reflectivity in our tornado warning that's around Gerald, Missouri, and also Sullivan, Missouri. So just northwest of I-44, traveling to the northeast. This is tornado warned. However, there are two distinct areas of concern here, both within the warning that I imagine will be kept. The one to the south and east is the new cycle of this supercell, where the old cycle or a previous cell that was kind of within the supercell itself has been shed to the north and west. So two things are possible here. This cycle near Sullivan develops rapidly and produces a tornado. And then the other thing that could happen is near Gerald, where we have maybe more of a deviant motion on this tornado that might travel more to the north. I've included the Y'all Watch polygon a little bit west as a result of that, because it's being stretched by this huge hulking supercell just to its east. It's pushing down cold rain, cooled air, and hail in all directions in that forward flank. So the amount of wind that's being shoved into this sort of arm on the northwest side of that supercell could cause it to rapidly spin up via a stretching mechanism. So I hope that doesn't happen near Gerald, Missouri. However, I've seen this pattern quite often with these cells. They're kind of intertwined here and pushing on each other, especially when one of these supercells is massive. So hopefully that does not happen, but those are the two areas of interest within that tornado warning that was issued previously for one area of interest.
All right. Thank you, meteorologist Andy Hill, for bringing our attention back over here. I want to go over these warnings that are in place. We do have a warning still in effect for Franklin, Gasconade, and Warren counties in Missouri. This is heading right towards New Haven. We've got a broad area of rotation up here. Take shelter now in Pinckney and Marthasville. And then a pretty big tornado warning that kind of encompasses both of the storms that Andy was just talking about for Gasconade, Franklin, and Crawford counties as well. We specifically are concerned about you guys in Gerald, Leslie, and maybe up there towards Lyon and Port Hudson. And then also Spring Bluff, Schmidt Ford, and Acre Ford. Please take shelter if you're in any of those areas. And then last but not least, in our gang of severe tornado warnings that are approaching the St. Louis area, we've got the storm that's coming through Steelville right now, which is rotating, and it might try to produce a tornado as it comes up towards Leesburg, Bourbon, and Sullivan. Please take shelter immediately. That last frame here from the storm near Elmont, northwest of Sullivan, is looking quite impressive. So this might be the one that's going to try to produce a tornado in the nearest term, I guess, as it comes up towards Spring Bluff. You guys see this right here? That is on the verge of looking like a pretty robust velocity couplet. So please take shelter if you're out here near the Long Ridge Conservation Area. We're going to check back in on that right here in a moment. Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey, Ryan. So we do have some damaged photos that we can show on stream that are coming out of Rolla right now. Kenzie just put it in the stream text channel, so you can check those out if you wanted. It looks significant, but not super widespread, thankfully.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Elijah, for giving us an update on Rolla. We just saw a tornado go through town through one of the traffic cameras. We've got a lot of damage reports coming in. So far, from what we can tell, it's still preliminary. The damage is significant, but hopefully not extreme or very widespread. So that's what's going on. A new tornado
warning has been
we just got a new tornado warning in Dent County, Missouri. This is going to be for that storm that's just to the north of Salem. Also, one that Andy highlighted several minutes ago through a Yall watch. This also looks extremely concerning on radar as the rotation is coming together here right over Deep Ford. Take shelter now in Deep Ford, Howes, Bangert, and Cooksey. We've talked about these locations a couple times, so hopefully you guys have gotten the message and you're getting into your safe spot. But this is an extremely dangerous situation that's coming together here. That is not what you want to see right there. Also, continue to have a pretty decent signature here for developing tornado near Spring Bluff, moving up towards Schmidt Ford. Y'all take shelter as soon as you can. Robert Lee is our closest storm chaser to that. He's on Interstate 44 here, just to the northeast of Stanton. So keep an eye on his stream. And then I don't think we have
a new tornado warning
storm chasers or traffic cameras or anything near the Salem storm, unfortunately. We just got a new tornado warning in Arkansas, and holy smokes. Whoa. All right, yeah. So this latest scan that's just come in here for this storm is quite concerning, as you can tell. Storm chaser Bryce Shelton. We need to put his feed in slot number 1 right now. Can you close the monitoring window and reopen it? All right. Okay, so Storm Chaser Bryce Shelton is out there right in front of this thing. Let's see if we can't get a hold of him. He is offline, by the way, Allie, so that might be a problem too. He's not streaming right now, but I'm going to try to see if I can get a hold of him. Bryce, we're live on YouTube. Just whenever you get a chance, give me a holler here. But yeah, this is a very concerning signature on radar here.
Yeah, Ryan, we're trying to get northeast of this thing. It has inflow ripping into it. Very strong inflow.
All right, we got his feed. He's in the middle of nowhere, so it's going to be hard to maintain his service. But my goodness, how lucky are we that we have Bryce Shelton on this thing. It's getting ready to come into Bakersfield. This is moving fast. Go ahead, Andy.
Hey Ryan, possibly a rapidly developing tornado here that is warned west of New Haven, Missouri. I don't have a y'all watch on that, but it's the northernmost tornado warning for you to find it. It may go outside of the polygon just due to the path it's taken. It's being influenced by the cells to its south and east. So areas near Berger, yeah, there is a debris signature on that one now. So there is a tornado just now ongoing about to cross over County Road 100 here between Berger and New Haven, Missouri, in northern Gasconade County, I believe that is. So we should pay attention to that. If we get a confirmed warning, that's the reason why. I do see the start of a debris signature there.
All right, thank you, meteorologist Andy Hill, for drawing our attention over here to this storm, which is producing a tornado. That little area of decreased correlation coefficient is likely where that tornado is, and it's moving up towards Bernheimer and Pinckney. Take shelter now. We don't have a confirmed warning yet, but it looks like we can confirm it via radar. Let's see here. All right, so let's go back down to our storm that Bryce Shelton is on. And this is a pretty serious situation because it's about to come into the town of Bakersfield. If it hasn't already made it in there already, it's, it's moving pretty fast, which is really unfortunate. We've got a live view from Bryce. So far, I don't think we've seen anything. But Bryce Shelton's on this, and then next in line, Chris Hall. Chris Hall is in South Fork, and then Peter Forrester is in West Plains. So we've got a good group of folks out here that are trying to show us this thing. But like if radar is any good indication of what's going on here, this looks like it's a pretty intense tornado. Or at least it could be. And it's coming into Bakersfield right now. Hopefully everybody in Bakersfield is sheltered. After it goes by Bakersfield, it's going to go into a pretty rural area, but it is going to go up towards a place called South Fork. And this could be a big problem for our folks out here. So please take shelter immediately if you're anywhere in Howell or Ozark counties in Missouri. We just got a new tornado warning. Let's go check it out. This one includes a little bit of downtown St. Louis on the northwest side. This includes Maryland Heights, and my goodness, how do you say that? I don't know how you say that, but we'll you guys know what I'm talking about right here. Westwood, Overland, St. John, Olivet. You guys are under a tornado warning. Most immediately, though, we are concerned about Acre Ford, and that's probably on the ground. Isn't that right, Andy?
This tornado warning has been upgraded.
What's that, Ryan?
The one near Stanton and Nozier Mill.
I was going to say we might get a tornado emergency for Bakersfield, Missouri. I do see a deep debris signature on that one,
Okay.
and I've been shared a photo that's on the ground near Gamaliel. So that's about to head into the town of Bakersfield, unfortunately. We can see debris a mile above the surface there.
All right. So we're going to go back down to Bakersfield. I've got to get in contact with Bryce again because we've lost his feed, and we've got to talk to Chris. But I do also think that this tornado is on the ground, and this is going into a very populated area. Please get into your safe spot in Acre Ford up towards St. Clair, Missouri. Also, Allie, make sure we're monitoring Robert Lee. I see him. Okay, I see him. All right, so let's go back down here to Bakersfield. Bryce Shelton is right in the middle of this thing, according to radar, he's literally right in the middle of it. So hopefully he's all right. We're going to continue to. Okay, yeah, his feed's up. He's driving, so he's fine. But this has been upgraded to a PDS tornado warning. All right. This has just got upgraded to a PDS tornado warning. That means it is a particularly dangerous situation. And hopefully everybody in the town of Bakersfield is underground. Honestly, it's probably past Bakersfield now. This radar scan here is a couple minutes old. It's probably getting closer to South Fork now. So we need everybody out there to be in their safe spots. Chris Hall is going to be next in line to receive that storm if he's able to maintain service. He's right there in that first slot. Go ahead, Andy.
Thanks, Ryan. The storm just outside of St. Clair, that includes some of the St. Louis Metro with that warning, that is now on the ground with a debris signature quite consistent with this. So we need people to call people in Union, Villabridge, Labadee, and everyone into the western St. Louis Metro to let them know that there is a tornado with this storm doing damage right now.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Andy. This is meteorologist Andy Hill telling us that this is, a big problem here. This is the one that we were just talking about near Acre Ford, and we've also got confirmation now from the National Weather Service. This is an observed, radar-confirmed tornado. We've got a tornado on the ground right now near Acre Ford, coming into the greater St. Louis area. We're pretty far out from downtown St. Louis, but this is close. And it's going to be moving into some pretty populated areas here soon as it parallels Interstate 44 to the north and the east. All right. So the next big place that's going to potentially get hit here after it gets past Acre Ford is Union. All right, and it's gonna, come into the town near the Burbess River, or it's gonna come towards Union, near where the Burbess River is. If you know what I'm talking about there, I'm probably saying that wrong. Burboose, maybe. And then if it goes up towards the town, it's going to enter towards Clearview Park.
A new PDS tornado warning.
We just got a new PDS tornado warning. And that is going to be for our Bakersfield storm. And as you can see here, this now includes West Plains and Brandsville. We need everybody to get underground in West Plains and Brandsville. This looks like a monster tornado coming up towards South Fork right now. Go ahead, Andy.
Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, I'm trying to do some better analysis now that I've got my head here on that Bakersfield storm. I believe the actual tornado is going to be on that southeastern side of that mess and velocity. Hopefully it missed Bakersfield, the town of sometime, and this is from the Springfield radar that I'm doing this analysis. I think that usually we see the mesocyclone and then the actual tornadoes on the southern or southeastern side of that mess of velocity. So I believe that hopefully that avoided most of the town of Bakersfield. However, it may be a very large tornado. The newest CC scan also confirms my thinking. So I think the actual tornado there is east of the highway, or east of that county road, a good clip. And that means that it will pass very, very close to South Fork in Missouri in this new particularly dangerous situation warning. Everyone in West Plains should know that this is coming toward them with that warning. And if you know somebody in the area, please give them a call.
All right. Thank you so much, meteorologist Andy Hill, for keeping us in the loop here on what's going on with this storm. We've got Chris Hall, once again, giving us a pretty clear and consistent feed from Howell County. And he's right next to this thing. It's going to hit right where he is pretty soon. So we're going to keep a very close eye on him. But everybody in South Fork, Amy, Homeland, and West Plains needs to be in their safe spots. Honestly, hopefully underground. If you can't get underground, then you want to get into the most interior room of your home. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
You want to do everything you can to protect your head. The number one way that you're going to get hurt in a situation like this is by flying debris hitting you in the head. So wear a helmet. If the kids got bicycle helmets, if you got your old football helmet, slap that on before you go take your shelter.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Definitely need you to do that. in South Fork and West Plains. This is a very dire situation. This is a monster tornado likely continuing up there towards Amy and South Fork right now. Weather spotters confirmed the tornado at 8:40, and it was reported near Bakersfield. You can see it's past Bakersfield now, and the damage threat is considerable. One of the things I want to show you here is some of the specific places that are in the path, including the Willow Grove School, and then places like the Sylvan School between Homeland and West Plains. The reason I want to point these out is because this looks like it's in a pretty rural area. Before it gets to West Plains, there's not a whole lot of landmarks for it to go by. So I'm talking about these schools so that people can kind of get an idea of where we're talking about here. Center School, Rock Valley School, Fairview School, all these places are in the direct path of a potentially damaging large tornado that's moving up towards West Plains, Missouri now. Please take shelter. This is, I mean, you don't even have to know much about weather to look at this and know that this is bad news. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really bad. What's just worked past Bakersfield there. And we can see from a correlation coefficient that we've got a huge debris signature, lots of damage in and around the general Bakersfield area. And we will keep you updated on that as information comes in. Now, let's go.
Hey Ryan, it's Bryce. I'm headed east out of Bakersfield. I'm east of Bakersfield. We are okay. But there is a tornado that is on the ground. I'm sure you're aware, but just letting you know for sure it is on the ground.
All right, so that's an update from Bryce Shelton, letting us know that there is a tornado on the ground. He is right here just to the east of that.
Moving northeast, you are in the path. If you are in
Bryce
or around South Fork,
right
West
now.
Plains,
So you can see there,
especially south of West Plains, Brandsville, I believe, Highway 160, Highway 63.
Now let's go back up. There's another PDS tornado warning.
Down there, even to County E, Edward, near the county line or the state line. You guys are in the direct path of a tornado right now that is large and doing damage. You are in a serious life-threatening situation. You need to seek shelter right now. If you're mobile for some reason and watching this, leave the area, I guess. Call your loved ones. Make sure everybody knows it's coming, guys. This is the real deal. This is not a joke. You know, we can do the thoughts and prayers all we want, but that's not gonna do anything, guys. Just you need to act. We need to act. It's not time to dick around and do the thoughts and prayers.
Likely intense tornado.
It's not time for thoughts and prayers. It's time for action. Call your friends. Get on social media. Get a hold of them right now.
On the side of Clearview Park. All right, so
West Plains, especially the south of West Plains there. This is an emergency situation at this point.
CC, it looks like an intense tornado.
I don't know what that is, but you do if you live out here. And that's the general area that the tornado is going
Current
towards
vector
right
on
now.
this, you've probably got a better loop than I do. Does it look like it's going to track, not the storm, but the tornado? Do you think it'll track directly over West Plains, or do you think it's going to be south? I can't loop the radar right now in the car. I just can't keep my eyes off the road that long.
Situation. And if we zoom way out here, you can see all these storms are moving towards St. Louis. Okay, so we're about
there's
to
a
see
bypass. 63 looks like a bypass is route. I'll try to stay on that and just
with a
stay
bunch
on
of tornado
63,
warnings
I guess. So I'm
surrounding. So
guessing
we
I
got
can
to
just
do
follow
everything we
signs
can to let these
63
people know what's going on.
So that's probably preferable. Maybe that'll
make
keep
sure
it out
that
of
they
town.
understand the severity of the situation.
Right, yeah, I would
okay?
stay on 63.
Let's go and let's go back to our PDS tornado warning.
I hope these people get the hint as we're driving by with all these lights and they're getting the alerts on their phone.
Thing that we've got going on right now. Storm chaser Chris Hall.
I heard
is still
the radio traffic of the cops down here or whatever saying run up and down the road with your lights on. And I kind of, I'm in a marked vehicle here. Twitter can bitch all they want.
So
I'm sorry.
this is what's crazy is Bryce Shelton earlier was
so hopefully
really
you're
close
right.
to
I mean,
this
hopefully it
tornado,
draws some
okay?
attention
And
because
we
I don't
would have
see
never
siren,
known
you know,
just
hear
looking at
sirens
this
or nothing.
And right now he's still very close to the tornado.
Yeah, and these
So
people
that's
have no
the
idea
scary
what they
thing
could be
about this,
driving
right? All
directly
these
into.
folks that live out here in South Fork, this is rural Missouri. You know what I'm saying? There's probably somebody out there that's not watching this, that's not listening to the weather, not listening to the radio. I mean, you see the lightning in the distance, you feel the wind, and it's like, oh man, we got us a good springtime storm coming in. There's some people that could be surprised by what this storm is capable of if they're not paying attention. So if you know somebody out here in South Fork or West Plains, give them a call. And you don't have to tell them to watch me or watch the weather or anything. Just be like, hey, listen, I was watching the weather and they was talking about your town. why don't you take shelter? That kind of conversation, you thinking about them in that way, might be the thing that actually gets them to take shelter and can lower the, the injuries and the potential fatalities that we might have as a result of tornadoes coming up into an area like this.
Latest velocity for me is 246.
Consider calling a friend or a family member that lives over here if you know them. It's getting late. It's at 9 p.m. People are probably thinking about going to bed in some of these areas, so
I'm on Springfield.
Don't be afraid to wake them up if that's the case. Go ahead and...
Hey Ryan, take a look at our confirmed tornado warning going into the St. Louis Metro. You can see a clear mesocyclone handoff here with the previous tornado. I did some damage there, and then now it's right in the center of the new hook. So that
South
new
Fork,
hook
you're about to
extends
take a direct
all the
hit
way
from a
down to
tornado,
the
I
south
believe.
and east along I-44. And it looks like nothing on the lowest scan, right? But if we go up a couple of scans on velocity, we can see that there's actually something developing there, and it's working its way down. So this could
RDD number 1 is going to be powered on and ready just in
probably
case.
right over I-44 near Villa Ridge, and may go up closer to Gray Summit and Pacific along I-44 here with this new cycle.
Copy that.
So this one has
going to be a minute. I just hit
to
the button,
cycle
but she'll be on.
produce multiple tornadoes. There is a high likelihood that it does it again here with this new hook extending further south and east.
All right. Thank you so much. So we're keeping a very close eye on you guys in St. Louis. Okay, I know we've probably got a ton of people watching right now in the general St. Louis area. There is a storm capable of producing a big tornado.
Sorry for the brake check. I didn't know if that went down the
southwest side of town right now. Between Glidehouse, Calvissa, and Pacific. We're keeping a very close eye on it, so please take shelter if you're in Gray Summit,
I'm still probably going to stay on 63, I guess.
This is a radar-confirmed tornado, but it's not this specific part that
we
they
could make
confirmed
South
it for.
Fork,
This
but I
is
think
a
I'm going to
new
stay on 63.
thing that's happening here to the south and east of the original tornado, moving directly
People at the
towards
Sonic ordering
Pacific.
Food. What, like,
So
I
yeah,
don't know
take
what to
shelter immediately. We also now have Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney on the board. He's out there in Howell County, Missouri, and he is live streaming the Oregon and Ozark County PDS tornado warning. So we've now got Bryce Shelton, Chris
people, you
Hall,
got to take shelter,
and
please.
Freddie McKinney out here on this storm.
This might, I think this will pass just south of West Plains, but my God, this is way too close for comfort, guys. It scares me a little bit here. It gives me the vibes of the rolling Fortnite, okay? So take shelter immediately. Call your friends and family that live in this area,
getting ready to pass
especially those that live south here, even if they live downstream.
Highway
make sure they know what's coming, okay?
And go right into West Plains, it looks like. All right, let's talk about that newest tornado warning if we can find it here. Yeah, my goodness, y'all. This is it. This is a tornado outbreak. We've got another one forming here near Leslie. All right, a big tornado is going to try to come together here near Leslie and continue to go all the way across Baxter, Izzard, Searcy, and Van Buren and Stone counties in Arkansas. This is going to go up towards Mountain View and Mount Olive. We need everybody in these areas to take shelter immediately. This is an incredibly dangerous situation. We've got more storms forming all the way down past Russellville. These are very robust supercells that'll be capable of producing long track tornadoes as they go up all the way towards Jonesboro later, Batesville, Cherokee Village. We're watching.
You got a tornado. Okay? You have a tornado coming, buddy. Yeah, I know. Okay, get in somewhere. Okay, get in somewhere.
Confirmed.
I was telling that guy that he's got a fucked up vehicle. I told him he's got a tornado coming. He says he's gonna do something. I guess I wanted to make sure he knew.
The storm that's likely producing a tornado now along highway or
what is good, my God.
Villa Ridge. It's coming up towards you guys in Gray Summit. Please take shelter if you haven't already.
10-4.
This is going up towards Chesterfield. Everybody in the town of Chesterfield needs to be taking shelter as well. Right now, the tornado is specifically near or around the, let's see here, the Calvary Pentecostal Church and the Cowboys Cranes. If you know what that is, That's around where that tornadic circulation is right now. It's moving off towards Gray Summit. On its approach to Gray Summit, it'll go past Gateway Pallet, JB Industrial Cells, and this mobile